Hello, my friends. The week started with plenty of buzz behind the scenes for the Los Angeles Rams. Sean McVay's team may have several names generating discussion heading into the 2026 season, but one of the most intriguing stories developing within the offense revolves around a player who quietly showed flashes of great potential last year. Guys, I have to admit, I didn't really believe in this young man, but after looking at some of the numbers, I'm starting to change my opinion. I'm about to tell you all the details about this situation, but first, make sure you've already hit the like button. But only do that if you love the Los Angeles Rams and really want them to reach the Super Bowl this year. If possible, write this: Go Rams! We are going to the Super Bowl. So, guys, here's the deal. Many people, myself included, didn't have much faith in this guy's potential. I'm talking about Terrence Ferguson. He is entering his second season with the Rams, and based on comments coming from within the organization, there is a growing belief that his role could expand significantly in 2026. According to information released by the team, Ferguson's rookie season was viewed much more positively internally than many fans realized, and that could be a major clue about what's ahead. When fans look at the raw production, it's easy to focus on the fact that Ferguson finished with 11 receptions, 231 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. At first glance, those numbers are not particularly impressive, but the deeper story lies in the efficiency. Ferguson averaged an impressive 21 yards per reception, demonstrating the ability to create explosive plays whenever the opportunity presented itself. The challenge was not efficiency, but consistency. Throughout his rookie season, there were games in which Ferguson made notable contributions. There were moments when he generated significant yardage and showed why the Rams believed in him. However, there were also several games in which he barely touched the ball. Some weeks he delivered a solid performance, while in others he went virtually unnoticed. That uneven distribution of opportunities prevented fans from seeing his full potential. Now, the conversation appears to be changing. One of the most significant developments comes from Sean McVay's comments about Ferguson's future. The message was clear. The organization believes Ferguson had a good rookie season and, perhaps even more importantly, believes his best football is still ahead of him. That statement carries weight because expectations for young players within the Rams' system are often different from what the public sees. A player does not necessarily need impressive statistics to demonstrate growth. Learning responsibilities, understanding assignments, developing chemistry within the offense, and becoming a reliable piece of the scheme are all important factors. From that perspective, it appears Ferguson has earned a great deal of trust from the coaching staff. Even more interesting was the strong endorsement suggesting that Ferguson is everything they hoped he would be, and potentially even more. Those are not casual comments. Those are comments that suggest a player has positioned himself to become a meaningful part of future plans. That brings us to one of the biggest offensive questions surrounding the Rams entering 2026. Who becomes another reliable receiving option? There has been ongoing discussion about the offense needing additional production from pass catchers. On paper, some observers continue looking for another wide receiver to emerge. But what if the answer is not necessarily another receiver? What if the solution comes from a player already in the building? That possibility makes Ferguson one of the most fascinating players to watch this season. If his role expands, he could provide exactly the type of production the offense has been searching for. His rookie-year efficiency suggests he can make an impact whenever the ball finds him. The next step is turning occasional flashes into weekly contributions. If that happens, Ferguson could become one of the biggest breakout players on the entire roster. What makes this story even more compelling is that the Rams still invested in additional talent by bringing Max Klare into the picture. Yet that move does not automatically reduce Ferguson's importance. In fact, both players could become significant pieces moving forward. The organization appears to view the future through a broader lens, rather than treating the situation as one player replacing another. For Ferguson, the challenge is straightforward. Year 1 was about learning. Year 2 is about producing. And history has shown that the second season can be a pivotal moment for skill position players within this offense. The foundation has already been established. The understanding of the system should be stronger. The comfort level should be higher. Expectations naturally rise. That is why so much attention is being directed toward Ferguson as training camp approaches. But Ferguson is not the only offensive player generating excitement. Another name creating buzz is Blake Corum. Unlike Ferguson, Corum already took a major statistical step forward last season. The numbers tell a story of substantial growth. After a modest rookie campaign, Corum emerged as a much more productive contributor, finishing with 145 carries, 746 rushing yards, 5.1 yards per carry, and 6 touchdowns. The improvement was dramatic. Compared to his rookie season, Corum increased his rushing production by more than 500 yards. That kind of jump is difficult to ignore. It demonstrated that he could handle a larger workload while maintaining excellent efficiency. And yet, there is a growing belief that another step could be coming. One of the biggest talking points surrounding the Rams offense this offseason has been the possibility of a more balanced workload in the backfield. Discussions around the team suggest there is interest in moving closer to a split approach between Corum and Kyren Williams. If that happens, the implications could be enormous. The logic is easy to understand. Corum has already shown he can maximize opportunities. Every time his workload increased, he appeared ready for more. His production consistently supported the argument that additional touches could lead to even bigger numbers. What makes this situation particularly exciting is the potential strength of the offense as a whole. When defenses devote significant attention to stopping the passing attack, opportunities often open up elsewhere. Running lanes become larger. Defensive alignments become more vulnerable. The running game can thrive. That creates an intriguing possibility. Could both backs become major rushing threats in the same season? It is a bold idea, but not an impossible one. The belief exists that Corum possesses the talent to cross the 1,000-yard rushing mark if given enough opportunities. His efficiency last season certainly supports that argument. Averaging over 5 yards per carry while handling meaningful volume is not something that happens by accident. More importantly, Corum continues to carry a reputation as one of the league's most underrated runners. The challenge has never been proving he can perform. The challenge has been receiving enough opportunities to showcase everything he can do. If the anticipated shift toward a more balanced backfield becomes reality, Corum could finally receive the volume necessary to elevate his production to another level entirely. And that is why so many eyes will be focused on him throughout 2026. The conversation surrounding breakout candidates does not stop there. Perhaps the most surprising name drawing attention is Warren McClendon. His story is very different from Ferguson's and Corum's, but it may be just as important. For McClendon, 2026 represents a defining season in his professional career. Last year, he entered the season as a backup. When injuries created opportunities, he stepped into a larger role and delivered impressive results. His performance at right tackle became one of the more encouraging developments along the offensive line. What stood out most was his ability to limit pressure. According to the discussion surrounding his performance, McClendon finished with one of the lowest pressure rates allowed among right tackles during the regular season. That level of efficiency is extremely difficult to achieve and demonstrated that he could compete at a very high level. However, the story did not end there. When the playoffs arrived, the challenges increased. The competition became tougher. The pressure became greater. The margin for error became smaller. And while McClendon enjoyed considerable success during the regular season, his playoff performances revealed areas where additional growth is needed. That reality makes 2026 such an important year. The goal is no longer proving he can handle a few starts. The goal is proving he can perform at that level across an entire season and maintain it when the stakes are highest. That distinction matters. Many players can flash potential over a limited sample size. Sustaining excellence over a full campaign is what separates good players from dependable long-term starters. The Rams appear to have made their decision regarding McClendon. During the offseason, questions existed about whether the team would pursue significant additions at right tackle. Instead, their actions signaled confidence in McClendon's ability to take ownership of the position. Now comes the next phase. The organization has shown trust. McClendon must reward that trust. The opportunity in front of him is massive. A strong season would not only strengthen the offensive line, but could dramatically impact his professional future as well. Few players enter a season with more to gain. When you look at Ferguson, Corum, and McClendon together, a common theme emerges. Each player has already shown evidence of potential. Each player has already demonstrated something encouraging. And each player enters 2026 with a realistic path toward becoming a much larger contributor than before. Ferguson has the chance to evolve from an efficient but inconsistent rookie into a dependable offensive weapon. Corum has the chance to transform strong production into a truly elite rushing season. McClendon has the chance to establish himself as a full-time starter capable of delivering at a high level throughout an entire year. Those are not distant possibilities. Those are opportunities directly in front of them right now. As the new season approaches, these storylines could become some of the most important developments on the offensive side of the ball. If even one of these players takes the leap many believe is possible, the impact could be significant. If two or even all three break through, the Rams' offense could look very different by the end of the season than it does today. What do you think, Rams fans? Which player is most likely to have the biggest breakout season in 2026? Terrence Ferguson, Blake Corum, or Warren McClendon? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy getting the latest Rams news and analysis, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and click on the video on your screen right now. The latest updates and breaking developments are waiting for you there, and the newest Rams news is right here.